everybody, and welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United news and transfer news. Two stories to talk about for you. Alex Telles targeted by Manchester United. And look, very early rumblings that this weekend is going to be very key in relation to the Jadon Sancho transfer this weekend. We'll get into that in a moment, but let's start off with Alex Telles, 27 years of age, Porto left back, as many of you will know. Fantastic left back, really good player. Very good player. No, he is very, very good. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because we were talking about this morning about Sergio Reguilón and, you know, what's happening there. It seems to be quite a very difficult deal for United to do. And I'm not saying it won't happen, but it seems quite difficult. Alex Telles at Porto has been offered to Manchester United as well. He's got 1 year left on his contract. He's got a €40 million release clause, but there is a belief that Porto will take around €30 million for him. Very attacking left back, but a left-footed left back with lots of experience and considered to be one of the best left backs in European football. So really interesting. Portuguese outlets are talking about it. Abolo are talking about it. Duncan Castles mentioned it on his transfer podcast a couple of days ago. But Portuguese outlets saying that Wolverhampton Wanderers, Sevilla, again, because they want Reguilón as well, and Manchester United in for him, but Manchester United well placed because the wages are quite cheap in relation to what they would be for Reguilón. Reguilón was being quoted about €5 million a year in wages. Alex Telles would be half that. Now, that is a consideration for Manchester United, but I also think it should be a consideration for us. Would you pay €5 million for 23-year-old Reguilón, or would you rather pay half that for Alex Telles, who's 27, and would provide very good competition for Luke Shaw at left back? So I think it's interesting, and I do think we will see five at the back a few times this season, and therefore you're probably going to see Luke Shaw as a left-sided centre-back, and you could play Telles as the attacking left wing-back. I don't want to see five at the back, but I do think Ollie will use it against some of the bigger teams again. So it is interesting. I think it's a toss-up between Telles and Reguilón, and you know, to be honest with you, at this point I'd just be happy to get a left back in of that quality. Now, what is interesting and what feeds nicely into the Jadon Sancho story is that I don't know whether people follow @Muppeteers on Twitter or on their Discord, but they're good. I mean, we've been in discussions quite a lot, and we were literally talking before I came on air because I've been told something and I know they get told something, so we're just going back and forth. And I was saying that, look, as I've said to you, that it's going to be very interesting to see what Manchester United prioritise, because they can't do two deals at once. So are they going to prioritise Sancho, or are they going to prioritise a left back? And the lad I was talking to from Muppeteers said, well, they'll prioritise Sancho because Telles, Reguilón, anybody else is effectively going to be competition for Luke Shaw or somebody else. Jadon Sancho goes straight into the team for the Palace game. So Jadon Sancho will be the priority, you would say, because we need him more than we need the left back. The left back can be done back end of September, early October, but Sancho we need in the team for Crystal Palace because he's a first teamer. And I think that's, you know, logical, but also quite an intelligent prediction of where this is going to go, because it's right. Yeah, we'd like Reguilón. Yeah, we'd like Telles, but we've got Luke Shaw next week. What we haven't got next week is a right winger, and that's where Sancho should be the priority for Manchester United. So look, maybe that's what's happening here. These people, as I said this morning, oh, you know, Reguilón's going to be a United player by Friday night. Well, I really do not think that he is. But there is, and I say this with tentative. Look, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I do like to give out information when I get it, and if that person's happy for the information to come out. And I've heard a couple of things today. From two separate areas. And I don't know whether I can tell one of them, but if they want me to tell it, we'll tell it on the 8 o'clock. But that this weekend is pivotal. It could be pivotal. I'm going to add could in there for the Jadon Sancho transfer. Literally, there could be really big movement on a Jadon Sancho transfer over the weekend. Now, that's exciting. And I offer it up there with a question mark, because I don't think he'd be holding the shirt up on the weekend. But as we had with Donny van der Beek, that deal escalated on Saturday night, went further on Sunday. He's holding up the shirt by Wednesday, and we may have that sort of thing. Now, look, it could be total nonsense, but the fact that I've heard it from two separate people is quite interesting. I think also we heard James Cooper today, been on the show, Sky Sports Manchester United correspondent, saying that Mark, basically what he said is rest assured, Manchester United are happy to walk away from this deal and bring somebody else in if Dortmund don't play ball on what they feel is an unrealistic fee. Don't panic. We've heard this with literally, you could search every transfer United have done in the last 2 years and there will be a line a week before from some outlet. United are willing to walk away from Harry Maguire if they don't lower the fee. United are willing to walk away from Bruno Fernandes. I don't know what world Manchester United live in if they think they can walk away from Jadon Sancho and buy David Brooks or Rabi Matondo or Douglas Costa on loan and think we're all going to go, well done, high five, you've saved yourself a bit of money and walked away from one of the best right wingers in the world who wanted to come. High five. Yeah, not going to happen. Mark, I've just passed my driving test today. First thing I did driving was listen to your vids. So relaxing. Please do a podcast on Spotify when I sleep, says Adrian. Well done to Adrian Alcantara. He's passed his driving test. I think we're a great community and we can say well done. Welcome to Skolzy104, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Will Werner surprise everybody and go top of the goals chart? Love from India, says Pranava. Don't really care, it's United Stand, but I did predict he would. And we could sign a prime Roberto Carlos and Mark would still think Shaw should start. No, I wouldn't. If we bought Alphonso Davies, I would say that he deserves a chance over Shaw, maybe in a Carabao Cup game. And Andre says, Mark, I've spoken to Romano. He said he talked to Said and found out that Sancho will sign this weekend. Fingers crossed, says Andre. Just talking about that, I have dropped a link in the video description. I don't know whether any of you are aware of my Going for Goldbridge series, which is not football related. But give it a try. I've dropped the link in the video description, and if you like it, subscribe to it because we're closing in on 100,000 on there. Today's video is I basically talk about life topics, and people quite enjoy it. And today's topic is how I turned my back on a life of crime. Very interesting, and I think you will like it. So give it a watch. Back to the show though. So yeah, look, let's see what happens. It's looking to me like that United are very seriously in for a left back, whether it be Telles or Reguilon, but it's probably going to get shelved until the back end of the transfer window. And hopefully this, what we had yesterday, massive progression with the Sancho deal. It feels to me, even with what James Cooper's saying, let's just go back to that for a moment. I lost my train of track. So James Cooper's saying that Manchester United not happy with the fee that Dortmund want, willing to walk away. Those sort of sound bites tend to come towards the back end of a transfer, and they don't ever turn out to be true. We don't walk away and we do pay the fee. If what Romano said about the unofficial bid going in August, I mean, that's not far off what Dortmund want anyway. So United are close to what Dortmund want. United know what Dortmund want. As I tweeted this morning, why would United walk away from a deal that they knew Dortmund wanted £108 million and they still negotiated with them, and that they know Jadon Sancho wants to be here? So it wouldn't make any sense for United to walk away. And as Jan Argafjortov said today, I mean, it's not an unrealistic fee. 108 million as a package to get Jadon Sancho is not unrealistic because the Kai Havertz package is 100 million euros. So it's only 8 million more than what Chelsea paid for Havertz. So it doesn't, United can't sell the story that the fee is unreasonable for Sancho. What they can do is negotiate the fee into a more agreeable way of paying money. I.e., we'll give you 108 million, but it will be over the next 3 years. So to me, I'm not worried about walking away. I'm not worried about fee. And, I'm almost tempted to go from 90% club to 95% club, but I feel it's a little bit early. But definitely in the 90% club, happily heading north to the wall. Welcome to the members club, Lash Laru, and also Stephen Tierney. Stephen, welcome to the members club. Mark, at the start of August I said I would become a member when Sancho signs. It's taken longer than I hoped, but I'll be a member soon, says SJ Johnson. I think you definitely will. And also what I would say is then let's just see. Let's see what's happening at the weekend, because I don't want to give away too much information, because if certain people are listening, they might clock it and go, right, we need to move that. But one person said something's happening this weekend, and another person said that it's make or break this weekend for the deal. So, and check out the Muppeteers, by the way. Read between the lines. Anyway, so you know what? Let's just wait and see what happens with it. Let's wait and see what happens with it. I'm relaxed. I think the deal's going to happen. If it happens over the weekend and he's holding up the shirt next Wednesday, yabba dabba do. I want him playing for the Crystal Palace game, and I think that the feeling is that that Dortmund have to do this deal sooner rather than later because it's going to happen. Therefore, if they want to get replacements in, although replacements for Dortmund is widely underrated, they do have Reina and they do have players, young players coming through. So I think it's overrated that Dortmund need to get a replacement in. And I think that Dortmund do need to hold up their reputation that they are a selling club for young talent. Sancho's reached his peak at Dortmund now. You know, he went in there as a young player from Man City. He's massively maximised his value. He's served his purpose at Borussia Dortmund, unless Borussia Dortmund change what they are as a football club. And look, I've had Dortmund fans on my backside for that sounds wrong. On me, not in that way. You know, for weeks, and I've always said to them, "Who are you?" Like literally, "Who are you?" But no, who are you? Dortmund, I'm sorry to say, are a club that gets talent, develops it really well, and sells it. That road with Sancho is over. I mean, how many years has he been at Dortmund? 3 years? 2.5 years? He's done that journey. Dortmund keeping Sancho goes against what their policy is. So I think that it serves every party to get the deal done very, very quickly. Stanley LaRue, and let's see what happens. Let's just see, because I've not heard anybody else talking about this. You heard it here first. This weekend, there's rumours that this weekend is going to be a bit like Van der Beek, but for Sancho. So let's see what happens with that. I mean, if it doesn't happen, I've not said it's definitely going to happen. I'm feeding you it as it's fresh on the plate. Let's see what happens with that. I'm certainly not going to stake my reputation on it for what it's worth and say this weekend he's going to be doing that. If it does happen, it'll be nice, and we've spoken about it here on a Thursday. If it doesn't happen, I still think it will happen, but maybe it's going to go deeper into the month. Left back is very important, but as I said this morning, just on that, United haven't got time to waste on this. They do need to move a deal forward, and maybe the deal will be Sergio Reguilon, but I think Sancho makes more sense. Left back is very important because Rashford had a drop in quality as soon as Shaw got injured. He was playing too deep, so Stanley LaRue to help out Brandon Williams, which you're absolutely spot on. Welcome to Onkar, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. De Gea 10, United fan 30 years, says in Mark I trust. Sancho 95% there. Shaw is class, end of. United Stand are a family. Manchester United fans are a family in Ireland. Thanks, pal. Thanks for the super chat. About Telles, don't Portuguese media deliberately use our name a lot to bring attention and more money into deals, or is it more credible than usual? Daniel, I think that's an intelligent comment. Thanks for the sticker, Dylan Guedi. You're right, go back to Gayton. There's plenty of Portuguese players that we've been linked to in the past. United themselves were very frustrated with the Portuguese media last summer. You make a very good point. I'm not going to say that we're going to get Telles, but I would say we've been offered Telles, and we've definitely been offered Sergio Reguilon. And Telles is the cheaper option. Is he the better option? But I think on the left back, I think the left back's going to get put back. If we're going to do it. I don't think that's going to happen fast. Our defence isn't the big problem. We scored too few goals. Check the stats from when we won titles. We let in the same amount of goals but scored more, says Frederick Larson. This season, squad depth is so important with COVID. One player can be out for 2 or 3 games if he catches it. Depth has been underrated by too many, says Michael Fetty. Spot on. I almost feel like standing up and applauding that. Barca are waiting for Lautaro. Depay is waiting for Barca's offer, which won't happen. If Barca get Lautaro, Dortmund won't sell Sancho before getting Memphis, says Kirthik. And Mark, if Sancho got back to Germany? I don't know where he is, per Eric Klassen. I think that's a very good point. I don't know where he is at the moment. Onka says, what happens with informed Greenwood if Sancho comes? I'm sure he doesn't want to be benched. Really want the young lad to play regularly. Look, somebody gets COVID, they're off for a couple of weeks. Somebody gets injured. Somebody gets rotated. Sancho can play off the left. Rashford goes to the bench. Rashford can play down the middle. Martial goes on the bench. There's lots of options. Welcome to Punit, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. I'm just going to check something here because Ryan has put a tweet out, and I just want to check something here. Trying to make it work, but man, these times are hard. Let me find it. This could be quite interesting. Here we go. Translate the tweet. So at Fredrik Eldfieldvet, who has put tweets out in the past, Norwegian journalist, Solskjaer should feel frustrated that things take time, but United feel increasingly confident that they can reach an agreement with Dortmund on Sancho. United have ambitions that he is ready for the Palace match. Well, that's nice, isn't it? That came out at about 4:05 from Fredrik Fieldvet, who often gets quoted by Jan Åge Fjørtoft. He's a Norwegian journalist who we suspect has good connections with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and therefore Manchester United. He talks about the frustrations of Solskjaer, but my key takeaway from that is, and that's the third today now, that's the third source today that we've heard that United want Sancho in for the Palace game, which means he's got to be holding up the shirt by Wednesday, which means 3 or 4 days before that we're getting done deal time, which means this weekend. So look, there you are with that. Let's see what happens with Telles and Reguilon. But in relation to Sancho, if things happen this weekend, you've heard it here first on the show, not from me, but from people who've spoken to me today, and I will be speaking to those people and saying, do you want me to put it out public? Because fair play if they're right on that. But yeah, I mean, if that is true, that United want him to play against Palace, he's got to be holding the shirt up by Wednesday, which means the way it works is you hold the shirt up 4 or 5 days, 3 or 4 days before that, we're getting the done deal stuff from Romano. So could be interesting. And I said this last night, didn't I? I said last night, the next 24 to 48 hours are going to be key to figure out which way United are going with this. Is it going to be elongated till the end of the month with Sancho? Or are we going quick, priority? And it looks like it's gathering momentum. And even if you want to add a little bit more into that, James Cooper with the whole United are willing to walk away theme, that normally happens a few days before done deal as well. A 5 million mansion has been bought down the road from Carrington and the Aon complex. Some reports saying it's Sancho, says Harrison Bowden. I'm glad to support you in the community. Thanks for everything you do and with the work put in. Greatly appreciated, but I'm sure you know that. Let's get Sancho in at the weekend and look forward to Palace, says Stephen Tierney. I would love it to happen this weekend. Bradley Casling, welcome to the Members Club. I would love it to happen this weekend. I've always said that if Sancho doesn't sign, you're going to get the biggest video we've probably ever done because I will lose it. And if he does sign, you're going to get the biggest video we've ever done because I'm going to absolutely give it to everybody who has mocked those of us who've been confident over the last few weeks. Stay on target, stay confident, and yeah, absolutely bang. Apologise to Saeed, mate. If you believe him, you don't. This channel's not for you. I've been saying, and many of us have been saying, that Sancho will happen since April. So I don't need to apologise to anybody. United fans becoming conspiracy theorists during the transfer window. And I want to be a man like Hacks, says Nathan Holland. I watched that by Lawrence. Well, it's Jack Mate, isn't it? Very, very funny. And I get a feeling Shaw's going to be left centre-back if we get a left-back, says Punnett. I think we will do it more often. And meltdown video incoming. I don't think so, Sanderfloor. And we won't get Sancho, says Oase. And it's I respect that. Everybody's different. Everybody is different, of course they are. And some people just won't believe it till he's holding the shirt up. And I get that. And look, you should believe that if that's what you believe, because have no shadow of a doubt here, Jadon Sancho holding up the number 7 shirt, which is a Manchester United shirt, it's not bloody Harry Maguire or Wan-Bissaka. This is probably our biggest signing since Pogba. It's a huge deal. It'll be the biggest signing of the summer. Forget what Chelsea have done. Sancho holding up a Manchester United shirt will be the biggest deal of the summer. So it is massive. It is huge. And I get the nervousness of some. I do look tired. I'm really tired today. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. That's where we are at the moment. We've got a really good guest on the show at 8 o'clock tonight. Harry Pinero. He actually featured on the Manchester United launch video of the third kit. Don't hold that against him with H and everybody else. So, and also he's good friends. I don't know whether I can say this or not, but he's got good connections with Jadon Sancho. He's on the show at 8 o'clock tonight, so I think we'll get a few insights from him. So make sure you watch that. Also, make sure you check out the link in the video description. Please go and watch the video. It's on my channel, Going for Goldbridge. If you've never watched it and you like the content we do on here, it's a bit different. It's not football related, but it's I think it's good. A lot of people like it. And it's about how I turn my back on crime. Very serious. Not really. It's a joke, but watch it. It's worth it. Can't wait till we get this done so we can laugh in the faces of those who said this deal would not happen, says Gabe. Thanks everyone for watching. check out that link in the video description, and we'll see you at 8 o'clock. Speak to you soon.